Yeah, I just found this nice little hut here along the hiking path, and I did some journaling here, just sitting there for maybe half an hour and writing down some of my thoughts. And I just wanted to share the questions with you I were thinking about, and they are, for example, where am I in my life? Just really to address where have I been, what have I done, what am I doing right now, or what has led me to do what I'm doing right now. Secondly, yeah, or same as, or similar to this, is what have I done in the past, which has led me to where I'm now. Then where do I plan to go from here? What are my current plans? Usually there are always several options I would like to pursue, and then I wrote them down. I analyzed them a little bit and asked questions, for example, what are the options of these future scenarios? Is it possible? Which of these scenarios are possible, and what might it take for me to pursue them? Then I also write about what is my wish with these things. What would I really like to do? What is realistic? So I change the not I change. I also add what is realistic about them. I analyze them and so forth. So then also financial situation. I ask the question: how much money do I have? How much do I need? What are the different future options I see myself doing? What do they cost? Maybe what income are they connected to? And then maybe a little bit more existential, the following questions: what are my biggest fears? Just what am I fearing right now? And it's always interesting to look through the journal and see what they have been a few weeks ago or a few months, and so you learn basically also that fears change very quickly, and what might have seemed very dramatic or urgent a few weeks ago, maybe you sometimes even almost forgot about them. So this question is, I think, very interesting. What are your fears, for example? Then what do I want from life? What are my things that I would like to do just for the sake of fun, enjoyment? But also then the bigger questions: where do I want to go? What should my work look like? My relationships, and so forth. And together with that, what have I already tried? And then in combination, what of the things that I tried have brought me happiness and or fulfillment or a feeling of purpose and so forth. And lastly, I have addressed the question: what would it take for me to develop a vision and a plan? And this also changes every time. That's also interesting. Not so much as other questions like the fear-based question, but also the visions. Only because you develop a vision which gives you real purpose for some time and you think it's for several years to come or something, they will change also. And I have found it helpful to not take them too seriously, that you need to follow them through no matter what, but to be flexible and open and change them according to your current needs, plans, and to your situation. Because if you think about a vision or a vision, oh, I got a little bit scared. It was a very, very big, what's that called? Wasp or something. Whoa, that's so big. Shit. What did I want to say? Yeah, if you take your vision too seriously, then you might not come up with one at all. So you might be too frightened to think about it, because you think, oh, you have to develop this perfect vision, and if you don't come up with that, you better don't come up with anything at all. if you develop a vision and it provides real purpose and motivation for some months, maybe a year, or even only some weeks, that's actually already worth it, because when you come to the time that it loses its purpose, you can always develop a new vision, or not a completely new one, but you can add new aspects to it and get creative again and find something new that gives you this sense of purpose or motivation that you actually want to get out of a vision. And yeah, so I definitely recommend journaling. It's almost like a meditation because we are not writing so much down anymore today by hand, except for being in school maybe. But after that, it's almost, or at least for me, only typing in the computer. But really taking the time to write things down by hand makes your thoughts very clear, and yeah, that's a good thing to do, I think. It's almost like a Buddhist tradition of drawing mandalas. It doesn't have to be this thing that has a purpose in and of itself. It can just be a meditation. Like Buddhist monks sometimes draw huge mandalas. They draw them very fine in detail, and they don't do it because they want the thing to be there on the wall or on the ground for forever. They will actually, after finishing it, destroy it again and start over anew, just because they want to become detached from the outcome of their doing. They just want to stay present in the moment. And sometimes when journaling, this also helps. You just do it as a kind of meditation. So but then also it's still having this kind of long-term effect of making your thought process more clear, getting yourself a vision, and making your thoughts more positive in general. But because you are probably not going to write down the gibberish that your mind is talking about the rest of the time. So yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next video. Goodbye.